Hello everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm, weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about some of the stuff we didn't get to talk about last week, such as Nico Nico Chokaigi, or the benchmark, our raw character creation, and then we're going to be taking some questions from you guys watching the show live. Sorry, YouTube, but you'll just have to try and come live if you want your questions to be answered. But anyway, I'm one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Poveromo. And joining me, as usual, for the first time, it's just us two.
I know.
In a first time since like week 3 or 4 or something like that.
All right.
It's well, I have like 7 names for you now. I got to remember them all.
No.
Slyh, Samuel Slyh,
God.
aka Slythefox, aka Slyakagreyfox, aka You My Boy Blue, aka Slythesquirrel, aka Slyh, aka Greysquirrel. That's 6. Okay. And it's just You My Boy Blue again.
You My Boy Blue, and we're really keeping the squirrel. We're really keeping the squirrel. It's
no,
happening.
I'm gonna forget. I honestly just remembered it because somebody said it in the chat 5 minutes ago, so you can blame them.
They're like, everybody, y'all are not gonna let squirrel go, are you? Just let me
Don't
know
worry.
right now.
But in the pre-show, everyone was saying that there's a new name for me too that you just haven't heard yet. So as soon as you do hear it, you'll have something to say in return whenever I bring up the whole squirrel thing.
Oh, Senor Feliz.
Listen, all right, that's not it. You got to that doesn't bother me at all. You got to think of something else. You got to think of something else. That's not it. That's not the one from the video on Monday where I said that's the thing, and that's not it. Oh, Mr. Mappy is definitely not one of them either.
Mr. Mappy.
That definitely not Mr. Fappy. That's definitely not it. That's definitely.
Oh
not
God,
it.
keep them coming, please. Keep them coming, chat, please.
We haven't even get to start. We started the show already. Why did I not make
God.
this? Why didn't I make this part of the pre-show?
Oh God.
Now it's
yes.
on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes, Slyh gets a win. He gets to be a
Thank
squirrel.
you, Internet.
I get to
Internet.
be Mr. Fappy. Fantastic. As if that joke has never happened before.
Never at all.
That's never happened before, obviously.
Oh God.
See, and combine us, we're Fappy the Squirrel.
Fappy the Squirrel. This is good.
This is good.
Okay, save this for post show, people, please. Please save this for post show. I want to have an awesome post show with this, so please save it. Hold on to it.
Good luck getting them to stop it.
Hold on to it. Hold these thoughts.
Good luck getting them to stop. Okay, we have stuff to talk about in the show. The whole show isn't a name Slyh and Happy show. Okay, we should get to the topics at hand.
Yes.
So last week we had the Mog Talk crew on, and we had a great show. We very briefly talked about an event during that show, Nico Nico Chokaigi. It's an event over in Japan when Final Fantasy XIV made an appearance there. They had 2 days worth of quite long broadcasts, and they had 2 parts to a live letter. So we're going to be talking about that first, and then we have a few announcements and things to share with you. So what do you say, Slyh? Can we get past the nicknames and do the show?
Let's do it.
You're just reading chat looking for nicknames. I already know it. You're saving them. I know it. You're smiling. I know. All right, forget it. I'm starting the show, whether or not you decide to join me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about is the benchmark itself. Now, they spent the majority of Nico Nico Chokaigi talking about the benchmark and showing the benchmark, mostly because they didn't want to answer too many questions because they couldn't show it on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that. So, Slyh, I know you play on the PlayStation 4, but I know you own a computer. So, have you played around with the benchmark at all, like just for laughs, even if that?
For laughs, I really didn't try to benchmark it because I know my PC isn't all the way there, but I play with it just for, character creation, everything. I didn't really screenshot anything, but I played with it a little bit, and it's pretty fun to see what my alt is going to be, because my alt will be an Aura.
Yeah, good, because otherwise I have to ask it like the last 4 weeks in a row where I say, oh, are you making an Aura?
Yeah.
Slyh, you making an Aura?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even if you didn't play, because originally I was writing down our show notes, and I was like, all right, what was Slyh's benchmark? Never mind, we have to close that part. I'm surprised you didn't run it just to see what you would score even on your computer.
I ran it a little bit.
What do you mean? What does a little bit mean? I mean, you run it once.
I stopped. I was like, oh my God, this is just terrible.
It was so bad you didn't even finish it.
It was terrible.
All right, give me a ball mark of when you stopped it.
No. Wait. I lie.
He lies.
I did finish it once. I'm not going to give a ballpark because
come on, man. You play on the PlayStation
terrible.
4.
It's terrible.
Listen, if you share yours, I'll share mine.
You have a PC.
You have a PC too. That's how you run.
You have a PC designed to run this game. I don't.
It's not like it's only designed to run this game. Okay, it's run to design games.
Games. Mine is just strictly a streaming PC that has Steam.
All right. You don't need to give me the number.
Okay.
Did it reach 4 digits?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it did. Yes,
then I think I know what your score was. You don't need to say the rest. Mine reached 5 digits.
Hooray.
Hooray. Can I get somebody in the chat?
If we can run benchmarks on PS4, which are unnecessary, I probably reached 5 digits. Maybe.
Well, that's the big thing. A lot of people were asking about benchmark. Will it come to the PlayStation 4? And
there's no reason.
To explain further why there's no reason, it's literally designed to tell you how good your hardware is at playing the game. If the game wasn't going to run on a PlayStation 4, if you needed a benchmark, hey, is your PlayStation 4 in good condition or bad condition? It's like...
I mean, and that's when the only thing you can really alter to the PlayStation is your solid state hard drive. I mean, or the hard drive itself. That's the only thing you can alter.
Yeah, we have some crazy scores in the chat. Roz even beat mine. I'm assuming she's talking about maximum, but she got not streaming 13,269. I don't know if that's on maximum DX11 or not, because this benchmark actually had it is. Jesus, man, Matt, crazy.
Shout out to Roz.
Shout out to
awesome PC. Really, yeah.
You might want to help Sly. Sounds like he could use it.
I could use some things.
What do you think a PS4 would score? There's no max score, so it's literally a ballpark.
What's the highest anyone scored so far? What's the highest you've known?
I don't know. There's somebody in the chat that says 15,000 at 4K. We also have to remember, I don't think PlayStation 4 is seeing any graphical update for DX11, so we'd have to judge it based on DX9. I scored a 24,321 on DX9 maximum. So probably around there, maybe between 18 and 20. 18 and 20? I don't have the faith in the PlayStation 4 that much. Really? Come on. That's okay. The PlayStation 4 will run it. That's all that matters. That's what matters. Is that it can play the game. That's all that matters. All right. But the benchmark did come with a trailer, which is a highlight for everybody because it showed off a bunch of new areas. It showed off the new jobs. It showed off the animations for a few new abilities. And it showed you in the trailer. Your character that you created in the trailer. Yeah, and if you didn't create one, it just gives you the stock Dragoon. So, which is awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about our character creation a bit later. So, like I said, tons of new abilities. Now, you've watched it I don't know how many times, Sly. Over and over and over. He's watching it right now. Is there any abilities that stood out for you, or do you have any idea what some of them could possibly be? The one real ability that stood out to me was the tank ability during the final boss fight with the Dargon in the benchmark, where it was a shield. It was like a makeshift shield that popped up and protected the tank. I'm not sure what it was, but that stood out. What if you had to guess, what would you think that does? Based on the context it was used in. It really can't be. Just ballpark it. It doesn't matter. It's not trying to be right here. Like, protects you from all damage, if I had to say anything. What? Come on, we got hollow ground already. I say there's no wrong answer, and then I say you're wrong. Hollowed ground, really? But that's what it... I mean, I guess this one would protect you against magic damage also, but... All damage. All damage. So they get a second hollowed ground, is what you're telling me. Even if it only lasts for like a few seconds. Better hollowed ground. Well, you think there's a trait that's like holloweder ground? More hollowed ground? I mean, some of the actual actions are getting, like, changes, right? Yeah, some of them are getting changes. More hollowed ground. More hollowed. Holloweder. Ground. Yeah, holloweder ground. Hollowed disc ground. Yeah. Hollow disc ground. Or... You know, hollowed ground 2 would probably be the normal thing. Hollowed groundra. Haloga. There you go. Yeah. That sounds like a Viking name. You had to put the Final Fantasy Ga at the end of it. Yeah, that's why I was gonna go hollowed ground Ga. Ga. Or Ra. Maybe it's Ra.
Bruh.
All right, let's not talk about this anymore.
Please.
We've already had a show that's literally only about names. Okay, one that stood out for me was White Mage casting Stone 3. At least it looked like Stone 3. I was like, hey, I actually know what that is. I don't know what it does, but it's damage. Sure, why not? I was more concerned that the White Mage was DPSing and the Scholar was healing, as opposed to the other way around.
Are we concerned about that? Why can't we have a White Mage DPS?
Because that Scholar only casted one heal, and I do not trust that one heal to be sufficient against
here we go.
3 adds. I think I think we need a Medica 3 in there somewhere.
Oh.
Also, the Scholar ability was damn near invisible. I don't even know what happened still to this day. I've watched it like 20 times. I have no idea what the Scholar did. So I just don't like the Scholar didn't get a good representation. That's it. I'm jelly.
You're jelly.
I'm jelly.
Peanut butter to go with that jelly?
I love peanut butter. We are really getting off on tangents. Anyway.
Yes, we are.
All right, so a few other things that we can generate some thoughts on. The size of the zones.
They were expansive. Like, when you can, like, dive over people battling, I think that's kind of some big areas we're talking about. I envision, like, a squad of 8 people on dragons, like, just the Blue Angels and Danger Zone playing in my head. Like, it was really that big when I saw it. When I saw it and compared it to the, like, say, the size of the mounts per se. Like, the one worm mount seemed huge. I don't know what that mount's gonna be, but like, in comparison to the size of the mounts and like the size of things on the ground, yeah, it's a really expansive area. That's the word, expansion. Yeah.
So, yeah. Wow.
I know.
Wow, because that's only what expansion means.
Yay!
It just means the areas are big.
Yeah.
So, do you think 9 areas is enough? That includes Ishgard, and
For
Ishgard's 2
now.
zones.
For now.
So, for now, like, how many zones do we have now? Like, you could just ballpark and say, like, I don't know however many, but with 2 zones in each city, and then you have Corthus, Mordona, and then you have, like, what, 5 Lenotias, 5 Shrouds, and, like, 4 Thanolins or something like that? Is that right? Am I off there?
You're on the right track.
It's not like 17 zones.
Mm-hmm.
These 7 zones to be as big as those 17 zones, I'm not 100% convinced they will be.
But again, we don't know whether it's relative to the actual travel time in terms of the speed of the mounts, or if it's just ground travel. We don't know how big they're going to be.
That's true. I like the point. Oh, well, I hope these zones are going to be as big as they say, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to teleport everywhere anyway. It won't matter, but
You're not going to fly everywhere like we should.
I'm going to fly everywhere for one day. I'm going to be like, all right, get me there faster. I have a feeling there may be, because they flew through quite a big area, and there are not many Aetherites around.
Yeah, we didn't see any. I mean, maybe just for benchmark / trailer sake, but yeah, we didn't see any Aetherites. But when have we really seen Aetherites in past patch trailers? Or, yeah, past patch trailers, not expansion.
Well, patch trailers, I guess, is a different story. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably 0.
Exactly. So what makes you think?
Maybe in the Gold Saucer we saw it briefly, but I don't even think we saw it there.
Right.
I just want to fly. I just want to go fast, like Sanic. Anyway, Sanic. Okay, so they showed off what looked to be one of their large-scale fates. Now, they've shown us things in the previous benchmark, the one that was out for Realm Reborn, such as, us fighting an open-world Ifrit. That never happened. So, I'm not going to say this is absolutely a large-scale fate, but I want to get your thought on the large-scale fates in general, because if this is one of them, I don't know how much. I mean, they're cool to have in the world, but in terms of remaining relevant, I don't know how I feel.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like, is it going to turn into another Odin and Behemoth where we do it like maybe a few times? After that, we really just it's just really falling off for us. We really have no reason to do it.
Especially with hunts. We know there's going to be more hunts. That's Slyh.
Oh, God.
No wonder they call you Samuel Slyh. I'll call you Samuel Slyh. See, you can make bad jokes. The chat can make bad jokes. I'll make the worst jokes.
Yes.
That I shouldn't be proud of that. Anyway.
Yeah.
But all of this was exciting. But you must have been particularly excited for the Dragoon LB3, which we
Yes! Midgard server LB3. Boosh, 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 boosh. Had to do that. Sorry.
Please, somebody tell me somebody's out there recording this, making GIFs immediately. Please, because that's the second one that I've wanted to see. I need something of Sly doing this, and now I just did it, so now there's gonna be one of me. Crap.
Yay!
Now put it side by side. There you go. You're internet famous.
But yes, I am extremely hyped that Midgard Sormer is our LB3. Yes.
Now, one thing I did notice though, you can still tell it's kind of a reskin of Final Heaven, because when it strikes, it still does the pillar, even though it's different particles. Do you kind of wish it didn't just reborrow the pillar at all?
I don't think it reborrows the pillar, because the whole action, if you look at the action, I mean, like mid does a loop. It's not really like, I mean, you still have the wind back, and then mid does a loop, and then you push forward. So it's kind of like a Hadouken, I guess. But yeah, I don't think they really recycled any footage.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like, I thought it was cool that they had Midgard Sommer, and then I was like, then I saw the pillar, I was like, do they have to use another pillar? Was my only question about it. But it was badass regardless.
Of course.
What do you think some of the other LB3s are going to be then? Because I don't think this is one that nobody even came close to guessing.
I can only joke about this at this point.
Go ahead and joke.
Well, we already know Astrologian. Machinist will be a cannon of some sorts.
Just literally like a giant,
a giant cannon. That's all it's gonna be. God, I don't even know what Dark Knight would be. Yeah, it's hard for me to even like think or conjecture what the other LBs besides the existing ones will be.
What about a job that it currently exists? Like, what do you think about Summoner?
Depending, like we already talked about this, depending on what they'd summon a primal.
Do you really think they're gonna go that route of summoning a primal? After all the trouble they've given us with the Eggies, do you think they'll go that far and actually allow it? Do you think it would make people ask for Eggies to be bigger or look different now?
People are already asking for that. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen, but people will ask for it more.
What about ninjas? The chat's ask about ninjas.
Something shinobi-like. If I had to really think about it, something shinobi-like.
Something shinobi-like.
It'll be like one of the Japanese-style doors, and then they just slash through it and do a crap ton of damage. That would seem awesome.
I mean, that would totally be awesome.
And then petals everywhere.
Oh,
because
got it.
Japan.
No, see, I want to say that
Japan.
for Samurai. Because petals? Because Japan?
Yes. And ninjas.
All right, petals, guys. You heard it here. Petals. That's the LB3. Forget all the rest. He only said petals.
Yes.
All right. Overall, what do you think about the benchmark? We'll talk. You can give us a brief opinion about the character creator. We'll talk about that a little bit more later, though.
Overall, it was a good benchmark. A lot of people still kind of playing with the benchmark, and I mean, the hype is there. The hype is there. We've been waiting on this benchmark for God knows how long. I know I haven't because PS4,
PlayStation 4.
But yeah, like people have been waiting on this for so long. So it was a good benchmark. It was, yeah, I liked it.
Now, if only you had told us your score, we could tell how much you liked it.
Oh, God, that's not gonna happen.
I'll trade you the squirrel for the LB.
Really?
For the benchmark. I don't know why I said LB.
Really?
I'll trade you the squirrel for the benchmark.
Yeah, I'll keep squirrel.
He doesn't even want to tell. Oh, come on. Stop.
I'll keep squirrel. I'll keep squirrel until the day I die. I don't want anybody to know that benchmark score.
Would it help if I told you my 1.0 score?
Sure.
20. On a MacBook.
That's because it was a MacBook.
Boot camping Windows, granted. 20.
I'm talking about a proper PC where it's designed to play, like not really. Well, MacBook's not designed for Final Fantasy, even 1.0 at the time. So, a PC with Windows that can actually do it. I'm still not saying my score. I'm still not saying my score. No,
I tried. I thought by maybe sharing the 20. I shouldn't have said it was a Mac. Damn it! All right, I ruined it.
Yeah, you gave up too much information.
Too much information.
Yeah.
All right, so the benchmark wasn't the only thing they talked about, although at times it felt like it was the only thing that they talked about. They also gave us a general Q&A kind of session where they just took questions from the crowd. And I just want to get your thoughts on a few things here. The first one is actually fairly interesting. Item level 130 is considered a pretty high starting point for leveling in the expansion. Don't get us wrong, it's still going to be replaced before 60, but it's considered a high point. So
how high of a point are we talking? Because if we're talking just 5 levels, I mean, I'm still going to probably end up getting... Eventually, I'm going to get rid of it. Not really get rid of it, but somehow, some way...
You're going to store it away and have no place to put it because it still won't be allowed in your armoire?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. We already have inventory problems. That's not good.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there. Okay. Well, okay, so when do you think we're going to be... If item level 130 is considered a high starting point, when do you think we'll replace the gear?
Probably around 55.
55?
Mm-hmm.
I have the same guess. High five. We can't see.
High five.
High five.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. See, we didn't look at each other's elbows, though, so we missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, you can't see my elbow, so I guess that's not fair.
I know.
Also, something that people were asking about a lot was there's more than 2 new abilities for the existing jobs that are already in the game. So, that's great. I mean, the way they're doing abilities is a lot different here.
Yeah, because we were all scared that, we're only going to get 2 abilities because abilities every 5 levels. But yeah, it's kind of a refreshing thought. It's a refreshing thought that we're getting more abilities and getting enough to where it's going to make a drastic change to rotations.
That's a big thing, too, is they specifically said it's enough to cause new rotations.
Yeah.
As if we already didn't have enough trouble fitting all those abilities on our pars. What do you think about them only being gotten through quests? Like, you hit level 52, you don't learn an ability, you gotta go do a quest.
I'm all for it.
Nothing?
No, like, I have no problem with it, really, to be honest. That's how, well, really, it was every 5 levels, but it was a quest that gave you that ability. It wasn't, I mean, you can associate the quest with the level hit, but in the end, it was a quest that gave you that ability. So... really no problems for me.
I would like to point out that at the same time, we were getting class abilities, though, as we leveled.
Yep.
Which is a fulfilling experience. You have no problem with that sort of... like, this just even looks like they're throwing classes out the window even more with that. Like, it's only new job abilities and whatnot. Do you think that means we're not going to get any new cross-class abilities?
They did not mention cross-class, did they? They only said abilities. They didn't mention whether they're going to be cross-class or not. So I don't even know. I don't even know.
You don't even want to answer.
I don't want to answer because I don't know if it's like the new abilities you're going to get are going to be cross-class or anything. So does this mean I actually have to level other stuff to get to complete the rotation? I'm not sure.
I believe.
God.
Do you think we're going to get a 6th cross-class skill? Or going up another 10 levels?
Possibly more than that.
But if there's no new abilities, what would you even spend a 6th or 7th slot on?
But you remember, abilities are changing, so these cross-class abilities that we don't really use might be useful.
Skull Sunder?
Yeah.
Gonna use Skull Sunder on your Dragoon?
Yeah. That's what the first thing I was thinking, Skull Sunder. Like, how the hell am I gonna use Skull Sunder?
Just stick it in your rotation. Just don't even worry about it. Right between Phlebotomize and True Thrust, you'll be all right.
Yeah, Goon Tank.
I believe. So they specifically said that certain jobs are going to see a lot more changes than others. With the new abilities, that is. Black Mage and Summoner were brought to the forefront. And considering those are our only 2 caster DPS, it's strange that they specifically went for both of these. Summoner we kind of expected. Mm-hmm. Black Mage, though,
I would have expected it if they said something. Like if they said something, I would thought Black Mage would be next because it would be your 2 caster jobs. But what else?
How do they do Black Mage though? Like, yeah, they can give them a few new abilities, but fire, Blizzard 3, like how do you diverge from that without just literally making it feel like a new job, which some of these jobs may feel like in the end?
What could you give Black Mage?
Somebody's pointing out in the chat it could be because of the changes to spell speed.
That's true. Skill speed and spell speed are getting.
I like that. Thank you, Jedi Assassin. May
Thank
the
you.
5th be with you?
No.
It's a day late. I mean, I tried. It's the thought that counts.
Revenge of the 5th.
That's it. Drop the mic. We're out. That's it. Show's over. We don't. That's it. We got nothing. We're done. All right. All right. No. Okay. I switched to the end show thing for a second there. I had to. I had to do it.
Oh God.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anyway, on top of new abilities, they're also making adjustment to current skills. I guess we kind of saw this coming, probably again because of skill speed and spell speed. What adjustments are they gonna make? Like, the jobs are so balanced right now for the most part. How do they go about making these changes?
To go back one notch, like if they're gonna make all these changes, including the current skills, they're going to have to adjust the TP usage. Like in terms of skill speed and spell speed, TP, MP usage, they're going to have to adjust that. Like if we're going to get new rotation and they're going to adjust it alongside skill speed and spell speed, I'm already popping Invigorate like 2 minutes in. If you're going to do this much and make me pop Invigorate like 30 seconds in, I don't know what to do. I really don't. Like if you're going to buff Invigorate, please, by all means. But I don't know.
Improved Invigorate 2, 600 TP for Dragoons. You already got 500. I'm just giving you more. Can we get 500 and you get 600 maybe?
Can we get the whole damn bar back?
Just make it the whole bar, but make it like a 4-minute cooldown.
Yeah. You'll have enough for 4 minutes. By that time, you should be ready to use it again.
You'll be good. Increased TP cap, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a TP pot.
Ooh.
Would you use a TP pot over a strength pot, realistically? What if, well, that's if they shared a cooldown, of course.
No, I'd probably still use my strength pot.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird place to be.
Yeah.
But what if they made it so you could choose between potent poisoning and TP?
I'm still choosing TP.
Well, of course you're choosing TP, but I'm just saying between, like, if it's going to share a cooldown with any potion, it's got to share. Because you got to remember, there's ethers, and those are those on the same cooldown as the stat pots? I don't even know.
I don't think they are.
I have no idea. Somebody in the chat correct me, because I don't play, I never play casters, and when I do, I never use pots, because it's illegal. Anyway, I'm glad you didn't respond to that joke, Sly. I'm glad. Proud.
Thank you.
All right. So some other changes that are going to be coming, and not even changes, this is just news in general. No level 50 Relic Zodiac weapon for Dark Knight Machinist Astrologian.
Yay.
Yeah, are you surprised?
I'm not. It's going to go into obscurity anyway.
Yeah, and they're even going to change the old Zodiac weapon quest for glamour purposes, so it's easier to get. Whole Zeta quest line just for glamour.
How y'all feel about that materia and guild now, everybody? Everybody's got double Zetas. How you feel?
Everybody in the chat has double Zetas.
How you feeling? I feel good. I feel awesome.
Why do you feel awesome?
Because I did not have to spend on materia or anything like that. I'm good. Y'all already know how I feel.
Sly, come on, man. Just go finish it real quick.
No.
Why? Just go put the materia in.
Why? So I can waste my gil?
Yes. Feel our pain. It's cheaper now. You'll be all right.
It's cheaper now, he says, with God knows how much gil he has. I know.
Okay. But however, the new jobs, while they won't have a Zodiac, they will have level 50 primal weapons for whatever reason. I guess so they have something at all? Because the thing you have to remember about the new jobs is that you need to have 2.55 done to unlock the new jobs. So it's not like you need a weapon to get through the main story after that point. Well, yeah, because you can just immediately go to the Ishgard areas. So how is that going to work? Think about doing this with your old job, where you have all the gear for, like, your ninja, let's say, and you finish 2.55, and then right before you go to Ishgard, you're like, no, never mind, I want to play Dark Knight. And I don't have any gear saved up or anything for level 50, and I hit level 50, and I'm just going to the level 51 areas. What's that like? What could that, like, comparatively between having, like, let's say, the required item level to finish 2.55, and then just having, like, a fresh, like, 50 Dark Knight with no sort of gear, like, level 50, item level 55, 60? What could the process possibly be like there? That's got to give you some sort of impression of the power of enemies at level 51.
Possibly. I couldn't even say. I couldn't even say.
Did I just blow your mind there?
You kind of blew my mind right there.
Because everyone's like, oh, you know, you'll probably meet about this item level when you go in. It's like, wait, what? I don't have all this stuff.
I don't even want to think about predicting item level because I can kind of maybe gauge it. We're kind of gauging when we can get rid of our current, well, not really get rid of it, but just store it off in obscurity. Our current, like, 130, 135 gear, if you have it. Kind of gauging it from there. I don't know.
It's weird now, man.
It's weird.
All weird.
It's weird.
I did it on purpose. I wanted to make it weird. All right. Well, some people are saying maybe there'll be vendor gear, item level 100 vendor gear. Maybe the first few quests will be really easy. Give you item level 100 gear to get you up to par. In other words, real easy to gear up and get you going. Those are all possibilities. I think we're all just pulling ideas from WoW at this point. Hey,
WoW days.
When you get to the first expansion in WoW, it's a pretty drastic change. You go from being like, hey, I'm awesome to, wow, I suck, real quick. Well, speaking of all that gear, and I've seen people asking this in the chat, people are asking what gear the new job's going to use. And very odd, they only answered about it from levels 1 to 50. So they said from 1 to 50, well, in this case, 30 to 50, machinists will use Bard gear.
Hooray.
Dark Knight will use tank gear.
I say hooray because I'm actually working on a Bard now, so I feel better.
Okay, good. And Astrologian will use healer gear. That doesn't really sound like a surprise to anyone, but
no.
Why are they? So this could mean two things. This could mean 1 to 50, they just share it, and then 51 to 60, they have their own sets, but they still have the same main stats. But then at that point, they actually said, we're not going to tell you the main stats yet. And they did this with Ninja, and I didn't like it, because then it made us look like idiots when we were like, oh, it has to be Dex, or it makes the most sense to be Dex. And now they're going to make Machinist Strength or something?
Machinist better not be Strength.
What if it's new main stat?
After all that Dex I put into it.
Well, you put Dex into it. What are you talking about? You don't even have Machinist. How you going to...
No, I'm saying like for the armor itself, because it's Dex armor anyway.
Yeah. All right. It's just it's weird that they keep trying to hide the main stat from what seems like
they're hiding everything.
Yeah, like Dark Knight's gonna be piety. They're saying it in the chat. It's gonna be piety.
And a few months back, we were like, get ready, get all them pies. Like, I still can't believe it's gonna be piety.
It's not gonna be piety. I refuse.
It's not.
I will bet money on that. Not really. I'm not shaking hands. Anyway. All right. So anyway, moving on. Few new things. Company Chocobo rank cap will be lifted above 20. How's Bandit doing?
Like Bandit's anywhere close. Like I mean, he's anywhere close.
He's got a couple under his belt.
He's at
5. He's got a few.
5.
He's almost there. It's like he's like almost there. Sort of.
But again, going back to what everybody says, why don't I have problems with my Chocobo? Because I never use my Chocobo.
Because you have problems with your Chocobo.
That's why, like,
it's a vicious circle. It's a circle of life.
Mm-hmm. We're going back to that.
Going back to it.
Listen, you're bringing it in. You're bringing it back.
I'm bringing it in. We got the squirrel. That's why we're moving on. Anyway,
how many times have I heard circle like the past week just
5
because
times.
of you? Yeah. Thank you.
And that's only here. All right, so new players can pick Al Ra from level 1. You don't need to have any expansion fancy stuff done for that. I think that's kind of expected.
Mm-hmm.
They're still working on the practice mode for raids, and we've kind of touched on this before. if I remember correctly, you're not a fan of practice mode.
I have a thing for this.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We talking about practice, like not the actual fight, not a real situation. I gotta go Allen Iverson here, but we talking about practice. It's not gonna help. It's only gonna give you a false sense of, I hate to say hope, but it'll give you a false sense of the actual fight. That's why I'm not a really big fan of practice. I'm not. It's just like, if it's the way I see practice as like splitting up the fight, you can do whatever you want to. That's not the real fight.
Yeah,
we talk about practice.
Yeah. I just hit my microphone with my headset when I said that again. Yeah, because we got to remember, it literally breaks the fight up into a section of time where you're literally just practicing one phase, and you're not practicing the part before it or the part after it necessarily.
Right.
So the way that you transition into that phase, or the way that phase transitions into the next one, may not be adequately represented. Unless they give you the ability to, like, let's say turn 9, if you could place the meteors in practice mode and then work on just the golem phase with the meteors in those positions. But that doesn't
I would troll so hard and place them right next to each other to wipe.
Imagine you did that in the thing. You just put them next to each other. You press start, and you die instantly.
That's what I do every time.
You're such a troll, Sly.
I am.
Click crystal to save game. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
All right. Moving on. 2-player chocobos will be able to fly. So if you paid for that wedding chocobo, or you've recruited a friend for 90 days, you can fly with your friend.
Ray.
Even
not
more.
Married. I'm not married yet.
Yet.
Ladies.
No. Welcome to Mr. Happy's show of finding Sly a wife.
I already have one. We're just waiting on a date. And I owe her something. So, yeah.
You owe her? I've never heard someone say, I'm getting married. Oh, why? I owe her.
Like, no, the wedding cannot happen until she gets what she wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
The question is what she wants. You don't have to tell us that, though.
Okay.
However, in case you are like Sly and you're not married yet, you can fly you're going to be able to fly in Fat Chocobo. Yoshi P teased it on his birthday that the development team is working on the Fat Flying Chocobo, or the Flying Fat Chocobo.
It's going to look so weird. It's going to look so
How does that thing
fly? Just trying its hardest.
And it doesn't have the rocket pack like we talked about.
No, it's not going to have the rocket pack.
Oh, well. You can fly your Fat Chocobos. That's all that really matters, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Sly's favorite part. Changes to the Wolf's Den.
Hooray.
If I should have a hooray counter on the show. New Gold Saucer attractions. This was the actual part that was Sly's favorite. A new attraction in 3.1. And then adjustments to the existing ones, like 20 more Triple Triad cards in 3.0, maybe 20 more in 3.1. Perhaps new racing tracks. That's the big thing Sly wants because he loves Chocobo racing. It's his favorite.
Even though I haven't done it in a while because of training. Just saying.
Talking about practice. Talk about training.
Training!
See, that's the difference.
Yes.
That's the difference. Got to take the training wheels off.
Training.
New 24-man raid in 3.1. Are you surprised? I'm not.
I'm not.
It's not going to be the floating continent, though. That was confirmed. Everyone thought it was going to be floating continent up to this point.
It's just an area.
So what the hell do we do in the floating continent?
Chase after Kefka.
Like, what kind of area? Because when we saw the Tour of the North trailer, they were, like, super secretive about the floating continent. They showed it. They showed a few things here and there, and then that was it. It was done. So what's so special about the floating continent, even if it's not the 24-man?
Maybe Kefka's there.
Sly. But if he was there,
would
he just be a large-scale fate?
Probably. This might go back to other Final Fantasy characters coming into 14. Maybe.
It's just, it concerns me that the not concerns, but like it confuses me that the floating continent, they say, oh, it's a zone, but then they like hide it behind these like flashing images and very brief looks at it as if something very special is supposed to happen there. I know some Final Fantasy XI people are looking and being like, it's Sky! We're gonna fight Genbu and Suzaku and everything. Free Company airships, maybe? Maybe world raid bosses or something like that?
I'm still gonna say Kefka.
He's gonna say Kefka. He's sticking with it. Some people saying X-Death. There's no tree there, I don't think.
No X-Death.
No trees. Need trees. X-Death is gonna be the Gridania thing. That's where he belongs.
Yeah.
They currently have no plans for DX12. I don't
Care?
Yeah, I guess is the right word. You especially don't care.
Yeah, I really don't.
You have absolutely no reason to care. I have a reason to care, but I don't. It's like, just get us 11 first. We'll talk about 12 in like 2-3 years when DX13 is out, so then we can complain about not having DX13. All right. So then they just clarified a few other things that we've heard before. You know, there's Dark Knight's going to have its own mount like the other 2 tanks does. We don't know what it is. Everyone wants it to be a bat because ha ha ha, Batman. Yeah. Party TP is, they're working on adding it to the UI or adding an option for it. The Eternal Bond partners sharing houses, they're working on it. You'll be able to transfer your UI from Windows to Mac for whoever decides to make that decision. Main stat reveals for the new jobs are going to be this month in May at the next live letter, which we'll talk about in a second. There's going to be changes to the buff and debuff UI so that you'll be able to customize it more so you can see your buffs a little bit better. And there's going to be a level 50 sync for level 50 content.
Because we can't already see Fork Lightning.
But I want a solo Titan Extreme. I want a solo Titan Extreme. Why you got to cap me at level 50?
I was talking about the debuff. Like, what?
Listen.
Well,
okay.
Wait. Tom. I kind of would like to change that up. Like, just to have a really big ass debuff just in case. You know, hey, asshole, you have Fork Lightning. Like, right there. Instead of, like, me worrying about someone calling it out.
It's okay, Sly.
I know.
It sounds like you had some trouble with turn 11 a little bit.
A little bit.
It's okay. Some people in the chat saying that you can't, it's weird that you can change from Windows to Mac, but you can't change between characters. You can change between characters, and you'll probably be able to do it the same way between Windows and Mac. You have to go into, like, you have to go to, like, Documents, My Games. Sly, you don't even need to know this ever. So, Documents, My Games, Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. You got to find which random sequence of letters and numbers is your character, and then you got to copy it, the one that you want to copy into the other character folder. It's pretty stupid. And Sly doesn't have to worry about that ever.
I'm just... If you have any questions on PS4, let me know.
Anybody got any questions on PS4, let them know. That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
All right, so then they had a few miscellaneous other announcements before we get into our next section of the show. Yes. Live Letter 21 is going to be this month. Mid-May.
Yes.
It's May 5th. When are they planning on announcing a mid-May live letter on May 5th?
This week, maybe.
When?
This week.
This week?
Sometime.
Why didn't they just tell us then?
Because they're allying with the French.
All of a sudden, you sound really low to me. Can you try to...
They're allying with the French.
They're out.
I had to make it a thing. I had to make that a thing. Because it's being broadcast from France. They're allying with the French.
I get that, but...
Really? Really happy?
If you could see my face right now...
Really?
I'm so confused. What was the point of this? All right. Well, they're allying with the French.
There we go. Yes.
That's the reason. That's it. Sacre bleu, whatever it is.
Oh god.
Napoleon, they're coming. They're on your side.
Yep.
Anyway,
they're trying to all get in the same instance together.
Yeah, they're on different data centers trying to get in the same instance, and it doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way.
So, they showed off a few other things. One in particular was quite strange.
And you were a little bit salty about this one.
I was a little bit...
Just a tad.
Yeah, I mean... So they teased... I can't use the word teased. They showed off a for fun video of a fighting game version of Final Fantasy XIV. And it was basically Street Fighter with the characters over everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a joke. It's not coming out. Ultimate Fighting Final Fantasy XIV is not going to be a real game. I'm amazed they didn't make fun of Capcom titles even more. But why did they... Like, I get it. It was for fun, but how are you going to go that deep into development and we still can't queue with our chocobos out? Yeah. See? He knew where I was going with that.
Mm-hmm.
And Thanker was a playa in that. He was just hitting on all the Imperial girls and everyone else doing important stuff.
First off, why was Livia's super so long? I mean, launches you in the air and you're waiting for about a good 30 seconds before the super is coming down. You're still waiting. It's like...
I thought that finishers, astral finishes from Blaze Blue were long. This was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
And you thought that was long. Ida's, on the other hand, was literally 2.5 minutes. They summoned meteors.
But this is what kills me. Why was Menvilia in the victory pose like she did something? That's what
the
killed
joke.
me. That's what killed me.
That's the joke. She's useless. So they tried to make her seem like she did something useful when she didn't.
Exactly.
She just takes all the credit for everything. It's perfect.
Menvilia wins, but Ida actually was the one who had the finisher.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action. So it was probably the most confusing, somehow even more confusing than the fighting game, was Final Fantasy XIV being on TV in Japan.
Yeah.
So apparently, I have these in a different order in our show notes. I'm going to talk about the second one first.
Yes.
There's a Final Fantasy XIV channel that just, like, broadcasts stuff from Eorzea. I don't even understand. Somebody said it's hilarious. I have no idea what this... It's just...
I want to see this. I would actually want to see this. Like, just to see it. Just to see what is on it. Like, is it just PvP? Is it just, like,
Listen,
Coil? Is it
they're not going to make us
Frontline?
suffer through PvP, all right? They're not going to do that. This wouldn't have a season 2 if that's what they were doing. However, what was even more confusing than that was the fact that it's going to be on the channel that's called Game Club Esports Tokyo MX. That's the name of the channel. What?
This is an esport. How?
It's not. I guess the channel shows non-esport stuff, but it's really confusing. When Final Fantasy XIV is on an esports channel, I've been told that it's not actually an esports channel, and that was just a weird translation.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, they wrote the PowerPoint slide themselves. They couldn't have messed it up that bad.
I'm lost on this one, to be honest.
We esports now?
Yeah, we're esports. Are we going to start doing Final Core races on the esports channels? That would be a draw. That would be a draw. That would be a draw.
Why stop there? Why not just go to ESPN2? Everybody loves esports on ESPN2.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody, especially the people who watch baseball and basketball on ESPN2 all the time. They love it the most.
They love it.
They love it. World first. Anyway. All right. So that's all they spoke about Nico Nico Chokaigi. We took a long time talking about it only because we delved into way more things than were present there. Because this literally, we were sitting there watching it and we're just like, say something important. Stop talking about the benchmark. We get it in 2 days.
A lot of banter. A lot of banter.
Yeah. They did have a section before and a section after. In one of the sections, they actually showed off a new dungeon, like a little bit of footage from a new dungeon. It was a library of some sorts, and
it kind of I remember seeing the pictures of that from the live letter and seeing a book that looked like Demon Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually showed a brief, you know how the camera flies through at the start of the dungeon? It was they showed that kind of thing. And it's a really nice looking dungeon. It's almost Amdapori in its look to me. But some people are speculating it's a library that was mentioned in the main story already, which I don't know because I haven't been paying attention that deep, I guess.
Oh boy, we're going to have to study lore a little bit.
We're gonna have to study. We're gonna have to go through all of it until we find that they mention a single library.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget your library card.
Nice. Good one, Smasher. Good one.
There we go. I mean, we fought, what, Ifrit out of a book in, like, Final Fantasy V or something like that? I don't think that's going to happen here. If someone says Final Fantasy IX had a book boss thingy, Final Fantasy V had a library. Great! More Final Fantasy fandom. Just all of it. Just in the game. Just take it all. Just Kefka, X-Death, all of it. Whatever.
Yes. All the things.
All the things.
All the things.
All the things. Well, there's really not much else to talk about from Nico Nico Chokaigi other than that little tidbit that we just mentioned. So we actually want to do.
Wait. What about the Taiko contest? What about that?
Taiko contest.
Yeah, well, Taiko drum contest with Titan. You didn't see that?
I didn't see that, and how would we talk about that?
I don't know. Like, all I know is it was. It was funny. It was really funny to look at. I mean, seeing Titan's theme on a on the Taiko game and seeing Soken do it. Yeah, it was just funny. So you don't want to talk about that at all?
Do you want to show us what it was like with your hands?
No.
I mean, I would understand it better. I would be able to talk about it more if you did that. Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
It's just a little bit faster.
A little bit faster?
Yeah.
Wow. I totally get it now.
Yeah.
Glad I was there. See, Taiko, isn't that like kids' toys in America?
No. Really?
I know it's not
really?
The same
Were you
thing.
trying to? It
was a joke.
It was the worst one.
I promised you I'd make the worst jokes this show. I promised you.
Oh God. Terrible. Just terrible. That was just terrible.
Terrible.
That was just terrible. It's a terrible idea. Just go ahead.
Just go ahead. All right. We're moving to the next part of the show then, Sly.
Yes.
All right. I'm glad that I disappointed you to the point where we have to move the show along just to make you less upset at me. Okay, so something that we did before the show started is on Twitter, we had Dream Network and myself and a few other members of the Dream Network tweet us your Al Ra pictures. They actually did an official Al Ra character creation campaign for Final Fantasy XIV. We're not giving anything away. We just want to show off some of the Al Ras that came from the benchmark, came from the character creator that Sly loves so much, and share them with you guys so you guys can see some of the things that are possible to do with the Al Ra. So I'm going to switch the scene real quick right here, and we're going to get started. There we go. All right, so this first submission comes from @Kaiokane on Twitter. Kaio! See, we probably know like the majority of these people who submitted this.
Yes.
And I just like this outfit. This is the, I can't read it because it's kind of small on my screen. Is that the Hunt outfit?
Storm Elite gear.
Is that new gear that we haven't seen yet? Because I don't do glamour or anything, so I don't know if that's in the game or not.
I don't know either.
Can somebody tell me in the chat if that's like the Hunt gear or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I really like on top of this just being an Al Ra, the Al Ra looks badass in this.
Not badass.
Not badass. Not badass. They look badass.
Badass.
All right.
That's a new one for me.
I love it. It is from the Hunts. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a pretty cool look. Like, that makes me almost want to go and do the Hunts to get that gear. I said almost, not entirely.
Almost. Yeah, almost. Almost.
So
almost.
That's, I mean, I don't know. I'm digging it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm digging the outfit right here.
Good job, KO. Good job.
Good job. All right.
Good job.
Moving on to the next one. So, just so you guys know, I prepared a very specific way to go through these pictures, and at some point, it's going to look terrible on screen. By the time I realized that wasn't going to work, it was too late to fix it. Terrible. So, we'll move on to the next one. This is from @Juggerlag, showing off now, this hair is pretty ridiculous. This isn't even the Sonic hair, I don't think. And
I like the hair.
You like the hair?
I like the hair.
I think it's cool. It's just like, that guy looks scary as hell.
In the words of Lex, he looks like he's seen some things.
He looks like he's gonna show me those things too. It looks like so there was a translation @Nico Nico Chokaigi where Yoshi P said that they were more akin to demons than dragons, and that picture makes me believe it a lot, despite the scales.
And a lot of people aren't a big fan of the scales right now. Like, I know some people who say the scales look like rashes, really bad rashes, and I'm like, I like the scales. I like them. What do you think of the scales? Do you like the scales? Do you?
I wish there was more customization with the scales. Like, you can they have a base way they shape your face, and you can kind of see it here. I think he's got a few of the options turned on. I think he has all of his scale options turned on. Okay. So he's got the scale going across the middle of his face. It almost looks like a mask built into his face. That's like incomplete, and he can't get it off. That's how it looks to me. I think that it's pretty badass, as I said before, just like the one before it. Badass, yeah, that's gonna be our thing.
Yep.
I wish you could change those horns, man. Those horns are huge on his head, and that guy's probably tall as hell too. All right,
like a row aura.
Yeah, that's it's like these guys are jacked as all hell, and yet they're just not as big as the Rogadins. It's gonna be interesting seeing some of these here. All right, next one is going to be this one. It comes from @Ninja89. And speaking of that, it's kind of disappointing that we couldn't do any other jobs other than Dragoon here.
You mad, bro?
I am mad. Yo, listen. You're just because your job is the center of the universe right now.
You mad?
And this is job specific. This is the Dragoon gear without the helmet. And it looks cool. I don't know. I think that Al-Ra's almost look better as Dragoons than anything else. It's the irony is staggering that they're dragons that look good in Dragoon gear.
I think it's the other way around, and they look good as Dark Knights. I mean, from the concept art that we've seen, they look awesome as Dark Knights.
Maybe just Dark Knights look awesome. Maybe just Dragoons look awesome.
I know.
But maybe everything is awesome.
But you're still jelly.
I am. I want to see a ninja. I want to see what an out. Because how are you going to wear that mask? You got horns poking out the side. You got that ninja mask on. That's weird.
Devs are working on this.
The devs are working. Listen,
I have faith in the devs.
Okay.
I have faith in the devs.
Thank you.
Look forward to it. Hi.
Thank you, Ninja89, for your submission. Next up on the list, and this is where the transitions are going to get weird, because this is where I didn't think it through all the way when I did it. All right, so this next one comes from @LittleVegeta. I'm not surprised that we have his here because Little comes by. Little loves the show. Little comes by the stream every day. Goes to Sly's stream. Goes to my stream. Comes to State of the Realm. Everything. And this seems to be the most common female face that I'm seeing used. I don't know about you, but it's almost like innocent in a sense, and a very small puckered mouth.
I don't think it's that common. It's only common with if I had to describe it, human-looking auras. Not really the pale-skinned auras or the darker-skinned auras, but the in-betweens. It's common with that one. The darker-skinned auras, everybody's doing different faces. With this skin tone, I think everybody's going with this face.
Everyone's going to go with this face, with this skin tone? You know what? Now I'm going to pay even more attention to the rest of the pictures, because now I want to see that. All right, this transition's going to look real ugly. So thank you, Little, for your submissions. I'm going to do it real quick. Boom.
Thank you.
There. It was like it never happened. Speaking of dark-skinned Al-Ras, I actually really like the way this one looks. I mean,
see, these aren't even dark skin though. It's darker skin, but not dark skin. You'll get what I'm talking about. There we go. Yes. Okay. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the wrong one.
You were like, that's not dark skin. I was like,
I was looking at the wrong one. Because I thought you were going to a previous one, one before that, but.
Oh my goodness. The eyes scare the hell out of me, man. I don't know. The Al-Ra kind of scare me a little bit, man.
I mean, it's just Amadine.
She looks like she's gonna kill me on the right.
Really?
She's like, I can't wait to kill you.
Really?
Look at it. She looks evil. This is from @Vegachon. This is from @Vegachon9, by the way. Thank you for your submission.
Thank you.
On the left side, she looks like, oh wow, what's that? And on the right side, she's like, you're mine now.
Kill you.
You're mine now.
God, what? You can't see the good in people, Happy. You can't see the good.
I see the good on the left. On the right, she looks like she's gonna murder me. She's gonna eat my soul.
She's not Amadine or Holocanarsis. She's not.
Maybe she is.
I mean, even though like hair was a little longer, darker, sure, she could probably. No, purple skin. She need the purple skin. Yeah. See, you're thinking too far. I see a smile of innocence in this picture.
I see a smile of gonna kill you. Right. Anyway, moving on to the next picture, we go from that to Super Saiyan or Sonic, depending on how you want to look at it. I think this hair is gonna get used more than any other hair, and it's gonna lose all of its appeal. Because like this guy looks awesome, but everyone's gonna think that this guy looks awesome, and everyone's gonna make this guy. His scales look like they're part of his armor. They're literally it's like gleaming off of them.
Mm-hmm.
If Sonic the Hedgehog was an Owl, this is how he would look.
With Super Sonic or regular Sonic?
Come on, man. Is his hair yellow, golden, whatever, colorblind? I don't know. Tell me, I'm colorblind.
It's blue. I'm just saying. Like
I honestly couldn't even tell it was blue, so I actually needed. I knew it wasn't yellow, but I didn't know.
But
it was
his hair
blue.
is slicked back though. It's not like up like that. When he's Super Sonic, it's up like that.
That's true. I guess we could always go with Goku as a fallback.
Yeah.
This is from Achinobi the Ninja. See, so many ninjas, and it's all in Dragoon gear. Sonic the Owl. See, instead of Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Sonic the Owl. I like it. I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down with the sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah, made that reference. All right, another bad transition. There we go. All right, this is actually two different submissions from Kev Bobbitt.
This was the one I was looking at earlier, and this was what I was talking about. The paler, bluer, like more purple skin.
Yeah, I got what you're saying now. I think this is actually my favorite skin tone for the Owl. Like on the left-hand side, everything with spiky shoulders, I think, is just going to look good next to the horns. Because everything with spiky... All right, listen, I'm one of those guys that's like, everything that's spiky, it's cool automatically, right?
Automatically.
It's automatically cool. Like, I can't get over it. Even if it isn't cool, it's cool, all right? And both of these, I don't know, both of these just seem... Well, like, these are probably some of the like, more well... Like, these seem, like, really thought out and really well done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the hair color. It seems everyone wants this hair color. Like, I'm colorblind, so I don't know how to match hair to the skin or anything like that. I don't know if that's like the plan here.
Like whitish / gray on the tip. Well, kind of grayish on the tips, but whitish as you go in to the roots.
Yeah.
Why am I talking about hair like I'm? Oh my god! Just keep going.
Sly, if they could see your hand expressions right now, they would
keep going.
They would think you're Italian. Thank you, at Kev Bobbitt, for the submissions, by the way.
Thank you. God, like I'm talking like I'm a salon stylist or whatever. Just go into the.
So, can we make that the 7th name, aka Sly the salon stylist?
No, God.
And now the chat's gonna do it. Don't worry, you have tons of them for me now. So.
Yes, we do.
All right. So moving on to the next image. This is probably my favorite female one of all the ones that were submitted. This is from @BellDragon. Thank you. Thank you. Belle, yes. She's very much an important person. She helps us with a lot of stuff here on the Dream Team. I don't know. The thing is with this, like, it's my favorite looking one, and it's the least Owl looking one. Is that strange? Like, this literally looks like a female here with some scales on the end.
Not strange. I can kind of see what you're saying. Like, it does look here-ish. It, without the scales... Well, no. Not without the scales. Without the scales on the side. But with different scales, if you put, like, different scales on her, she would look, and let the hair down, she would look Yagiri-ish. And Yagiri,
I forgot what Yagiri looks like. I haven't seen her since 2.55 came out.
Yeah, Yagiri looks like so human, so here. Like, when I saw Yagiri for the first time, oh, she looks relatively here without the scales. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I lost my mask.
Sorry.
It was an accident. I apologize. Thank you, BellDragon, for the submission.
Thanks, Bell.
moving on to the next, another double submission come up here on the screen. This one is from Wixmere. This is, again, in the Storm Elite gear on the left, but a better look of the character on the right. This one, to me, now the last one seemed kind of Hurish to me. This one almost seems Makote-ish to me.
Yes, I agree. Seems a little bit on the Makote side.
I
like
mean,
the face looks so Makote.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that I think those are literally like the whisker tattoos on the side, which was an option for the Owl Rod to get whisker tattoos.
Why are we talking like we're estheticians?
Why not? What are we gonna talk? We got to talk about something with these pictures, man. We can't just be like, hey, this is this person's. Bye.
High fashion.
Yeah, we gotta be fashion experts for a day, man. I don't know. Listen, I can't match
hair experts for a day.
You know the irony?
What are we doing? Makeup?
You have no hair on your head. You shave your head. That's the irony. Oh my god. Now you're touching your head. Sly, I think the bald look works perfect on you.
Thank you.
I think if you had hair, honestly, it's like Nappa with hair. I don't want to imagine it. I don't want to see Nappa with hair.
Keeg, we are the Aortian fashion police.
Yeah, for tonight we're the fashion. We don't know shit about fashion, but tonight we got to know everything.
And he's Joan Rivers.
What was that?
And he's Joan Rivers.
I don't want to be Joan Rivers. Don't make me Joan Rivers.
Yes.
Please don't make me Joan Rivers.
Oh my God, darling. The scales on this look.
See, somebody said Sly Rivers, so they think you're Sly Rivers.
Oh, really?
Sly, aka Gray Wig. Don't worry, I'm not gonna remember that one. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Oh, what the heck? One of them's missing. I might have missed one. I might have to bring it up at the end. Sorry about that. But this is another submission. This one comes from Aurora. It's hard to pronounce. All right.
Okay, now this one actually looks the most Hura out of all of them. This one looks like I was describing for Yagiri. This looks Yagiri-ish.
The horns are very small. There's very few scales on the face and whatnot.
Yeah, like only darker hair color. It probably would be Yagiri.
Yeah, and she looks like she's dancing in a Jersey club on the left. That's how people dance in Jersey clubs. With their hands above their heads because they can't have their hands at their sides. There ain't no room, man. we gotta get a break dance. Not a break dance. We gotta get a beatbox going on. I mean, we could break dance to the beatbox. We'll be alright.
All right.
We'll be alright, man. All right, thank you. Ro.
Thank you.
Ro. I can't do it. All right. Why do they all have dead eyes? Because they're all demons and they're gonna kill you. Listen, I'm rolling.
He can't see the good in people. He thinks every Aura is just like Aberdeen and Holic and Narcissus. They're not trying to kill you, Happy.
Every time you keep saying the first one, I keep thinking you're talking about the Star Wars character.
Hawkeye hard. Oh no, Hawkeye and then Hawkeye hard. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, thank you again for the submission that I can't pronounce.
And every time he says it, it sounds like he's saying
Aurora.
He sounds like a dog every time he says it.
Aurora. There's an extra row in there that bugs me out. All right, so anyway, next one comes from @RiotXTory. So this one actually took the picture right in the character creator, just zoomed in on the face, and I'm trying to compare. So this is similar to, if I go back a little bit more, if I look, this one's similar to Wixmere's in terms of the horn style, but looks nothing alike. This is literally like your standard skin. It's very similar skin tone to the previous one, but they have the blush.
Here we go with the makeup.
Listen, are you a fan of the blush? Sly, we need your expert opinion on the blush.
Oh my God, darling, the blush is just tremendous on this one. Sorry, couldn't do it. That's my Joan Rivers.
That's his Joan Rivers. Ladies and gentlemen, Sly Rivers is in the building.
Yes.
Thank you for your submission, Tori. All right.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have that what you just did burned into my brain forever. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, this one is from Mithri. All four of these are from Mithri. It looks like I did this correctly. It looks like I messed up a little bit. I think I just put them out of order a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, if anything, I'll load up the ones that were submitted that I somehow missed. I think I was so focused on getting all 4 of these and, like, the ones that are doubles into one picture. I forgot about some of them. All right, yeah, so here are 4 of them. And is that Braveheart? Is that Mel Gibson and his wife?
They can take
Or is that a football game? Whether it be soccer
either
or
either
American
or
football.
Either or.
Do you think it's soccer or American football?
Soccer.
Soccer. Yeah, you know what? I agree. It definitely looks more like soccer to me. And then on the one on the one on the bottom left again, gonna kill you. He's gonna murder you. Oh well, so, okay for you.
God, you are just not gonna trust any.
For you, it's the top right one. For you, it's the top right one. For this, what's on screen right now is the bottom left one. He's gonna kill us. And look, you can see Mithri's. You can see Mithri's face. Mithri's hiding it right there too. You see Mithri on the bottom right one.
Mm-hmm.
He's just there. You just see. Oh, Mithri. And then the top right one looks completely normal compared to the rest.
Like Happy is not gonna trust any Aura.
Absolutely not. Listen, you thought Lalafels were bad. Like Aura look evil.
What's wrong with Lalafels?
After 2.55, everything's wrong with Lalafels. Yeah. See, now you agree.
Not all.
No.
Lalafels are bad.
He's trying to
say
not
all Lalafels are bad. They're not bad. Not all. Not all Aura want to kill you. Only the ones in Hawkeye.
Aura and Hawk.
Yeah.
They're Aura. Those we're calling those Aura from now on.
Yes, we are.
All right, perfect. Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Mithri, for your submissions.
Thanks, Mithri.
Thanks, man. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, this next one comes from Rose.
Rah.
See this one again, very, very human-esque. Like, I don't know, but this one you can see the scales on the arms a little bit better. I forgot there were scales on the arms from all these pictures because they've been mostly covered in armor. Sly, you just don't want to comment on these anymore anyway. You just don't want to be Joan Rivers anymore.
No, I don't want to be Joan Rivers, damn it.
You already did the impression once, Sly. You understand.
Just once.
You understand what that means, though, right?
What?
You are forever now going to have to do that whenever we
look at screenshots and everything.
Yeah, because that'll happen way more often.
Oh, God.
We're doing that every show now, just so you know. We're not actually doing that every show, everyone. Don't send us out Ross all the time. Sly doesn't want to be a judge. Sly doesn't want to be a judge. I like it. I like the kind of basic. Here's the thing. I like almost all of them. It's just that some of them look really innocent, mysterious, and eloquent, like they say, and some look like they're gonna eat your souls. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Not all of them are gonna eat our souls. Just certain ones.
I like the fact, and this is just a Rozzy thing, just because just the thought of it makes her shiver. I like the fact that she did it in a goon. I like it.
She didn't have a choice.
I like it.
We're only allowed to be dragoons.
I'm just saying, like, other people did other submissions, non-goon-ish, but yeah, she gave her non-goon and her other goon, and I like it.
He likes it. He likes the dragoon. Well,
Rob, make this happen. Make this happen.
You must like all of them then. All right. Well, okay. Thank you, Rose. Thank you again, fellow dreamer, part of the Dream Network. Another dreamer who submitted their character was Achi Cat. Achi. So here's 3 pictures of Achi's. Achi's, again, doesn't look like it's going to murder me. Also is in that unique hand stance. Although then again, look what she's doing with her hands on the picture. Like that. Like, look right there. See, she looks like she's thinking up. How am I gonna eat this guy? How am I gonna do it?
I can't with this. I can't with you. I can't.
Although
really?
the eyes look real good in this one. It's almost weird.
I agree.
The scale in the middle of the head almost looks like jewelry, in a sense. It's kind of strange the way that it actually looks in these pictures.
This is supposed to be a mark by birth. How does it get so beautiful?
She's got plotting hands. She's got plotting hands. Oh, man. Oh, okay. So on that note, there were 2 submissions that I still want to include here. So let me just find those real quick. Pull those up. Oh, man. Overall, I like all of the submissions that we got.
Yes.
All of them did a real good job. Oh, Where's the folder's not here. Uh-oh. We might have to give honorable mention. We may have run into an issue. Well, okay, here's the thing. I had to Photoshop all these things together because there's a lot of pictures, and I was focused on that, and I forgot. Oh, you know what? I know what to do. I'm an idiot. I know exactly what to do. I don't need to pull them up full screen. I could just here. Watch this. Watch this. I want you, and Sly, I want you to watch the stream so you can see this. Watch this.
Yes. I'm watching the stream so I can see this.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull up window capture, and I'm gonna capture windows, and the pictures are on our document.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so you can just see them like that. See? Look, I came up with a backup plan.
On the fly.
Okay, here's one from @Nell Celestine.
No.
Another person who produces Final Fantasy 14 content. This one looks like a dragon. The rest of them look kind of demonic or succubi-ish or succubus-ish, however you want to say it. This one actually looks like a dragon to me.
I like it.
Sly likes it.
Yeah,
Sly doesn't want to say anything else. He really, really doesn't.
I really like it. I mean, no, you're not going to get me to go Joan Rivers on this one.
God, we came so close.
No.
Came so close.
Like, the one thing I like about this one is the hair more than anything.
The hair?
Yeah, the hair coloring.
I got you to go Joan Rivers. The hair coloring. I got it. Got it. We got it. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Nell. Thank you for the submission.
Thank you, Nell.
The other one that we missed was @DasTier. See, I'm so glad that I'm so smart to figure this out. @DasTier. Thank you again. This is number 13, by the way, on our notes, Sly, in case you're wondering. Okay, good. This one, very simple. See, this is the thing that I've noticed with us doing so many screenshots of so many different ones. I really wish there were more character creation options in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
I don't care because I make shitty-looking characters, but just seeing all of these characters side by side, they're all good-looking characters is the thing. The problem being that a lot of them share similar features because some features are more attractive to people than others. This is another solid example. That face with the horns going back, that specific style, very popular. It's among the more popular ones.
It kind of looks familiar, though.
Is that Yagiri? Is that Yagiri to you?
No, it kind of looks like a friendly neighborhood Aiden dungeon guy that we know.
Are you gonna? You just do it. Just do it. Just do it, Sly. Just do it.
No.
Just do it.
No.
Do it. Do the Miz voice.
Hi, everyone. Dick, why are you making me do this? I hate you.
You could have said no. You could have said no.
I did say no.
You could have said. See, but here's the thing: 50 no's and a yes is still yes.
Oh, God.
I learned that from James Bond. Anyway. We're going back to the camera, Sly. So
Please.
They can see your disappointment.
Please.
They love your disappointment, though. Everyone. You know what's funny? I'm going to have to pull up that again, by the way. So I don't even know why I switched back. Okay. So thank you, everyone who submitted our Raws into the show. We were glad to be able to show them off. I do hope we get to see a few more options going forward in the future, because a lot of them ended up just looking kind of similar to me. Just some people just prefer a specific look over everything else. Sly, you're just reading chat right now and being salty.
Very.
Oh, my God. All right. So next thing that we have is we actually have an announcement. So we're I'm actually gonna, maybe I should save this till the end and we should do a quick Q&A. Save this for the announcement section all the way at the end, because we have something to show off for the Dream forums. But Sly and I we've been interacting with the chat a little bit more this episode. We want to take it a step further, and we want to answer some questions directly coming out of the chat, because you guys are here, you guys are supporting the show. So Sly, what do you say? Me and you each, we take turns. We do maybe 2 or 3 questions. You can pick the first one, and we'll both give our thoughts on it.
Why do I have to pick the first one?
Because I always go first.
No. Why have you?
I don't want to always just get dibs, man. I'm trying to give you dibs.
You have dibs. You have inferred dibs.
Wait, what? Did you say furred dibs?
Inferred dibs.
Inferred dibs?
Yes.
Okay, not fur dibs, inferred dibs.
Okay, so just pick anyone from the chat.
Everyone in the chat, if you got a question, just go for it. We're just going to answer a few questions here. There wasn't really much to talk about this last week. I mean, we had Nico Nico Chokaigi. We got Live Letter 21 coming up. There wasn't much news. We gotta talk to the chat, man. We gotta interact with our community, with our chat.
All right. So Lathander30 asks, can you use relic weapons in the new patch? You can, but why?
But why? Well, I mean, if you have the 135s, you'll be using them at first. You won't be using them at 60 though.
Right.
Probably won't even be using them at 56. And Slyh and I agreed earlier that 55 was going to be the probable place that we were going to see them. Why would you? Did you answer this question with a question, Slyh?
Yes. Yes, it's the perfect answer to that question. Why would you? Like why? you're going to get new weapons in the patch. The relic / zodiac weapons are going to be useless. So
there you go.
There you go.
All right, well, I'm going to take my question from Frosty TV, who was our guest last week, and he's here in the chat. And I like the question. So, what is something you were expecting from Heaven's Word that didn't make it? Hold on, this thing that you are disappointed hasn't been announced. For me, it would have to be the open world primals. I wanted the open world primals to be a thing because they made them out to be way more. That's something that goes all the way back to A Realm Reborn. I was hoping in Heaven's Word we would hear some sort of announcement about those actually becoming a thing. And it just seems like the idea has been abandoned completely. It seems like they realized that it's not going to work. It's just not going to happen. I don't know about you, Slyh. What was your biggest, what was something you were expecting for Heaven's Word? Are you going to seriously go with Red Mage?
That was just a joke.
Okay.
Even though for some people it's actually serious. I know, a lot of people were looking forward to Red Mage. One thing that got nicked from Heaven's Ward that we might see in the future. God.
Not even nicked, but something that you were just expecting going into the expansion. Sly's a man who just takes what he can get.
To be honest, I have to agree with Happy there. I really wasn't expecting a whole lot, out of it. I mean, I'm glad with what I have. There wasn't any, I didn't have any expectations other than riding a dragon, which I did get. I'm happy. I'm a cheap date.
He's a cheap date. Remember, any wives out there, I know he says he's that.
Why do I quote myself? Why do I give people quotes? I give people quotes.
You're a very quotable person.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Quotable people will be remembered forever. Slyh, you will be remembered forever.
There we go.
All right. So it's your turn to pick a question, my friend.
It's my turn to pick a question. Okay. Do you think they're from Smasher419? Do you think they're going to do some sort of redeem feature for people who wasted so much time on relics? That is a awesome question. No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. They and this is why I'm smiling right now because I didn't do Relic. I mean, I did Relic to the point where I'm at Animus and I had not looked at my book, looked at my second book. I'm fine. I have Ironworks. I didn't spend a lot of gil in getting materia and everything and farming light. And, no, they're not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody who has Zetas or 2 or 3 Zetas. If you have 3, I have a hotline for you.
You have a hotline for people who have 3 Zetas?
Yeah.
Is it your phone number so you can talk to
them? No. It's Dorothea Dix. There's a mental institution called the Dorothea Dix for people who over obsess and sorry.
There you go. If you have 3, you need mental counseling according to Slyh.
Yeah, you kind of do. You're crazy. You're crazy. 2, I could possibly understand. I can understand 2, but 3, I'm working on my 3rd Zeta. Here's the number to Dorothea Dix. There you go.
Why do you have this hotline handy? Who else have you? to find help for that had 3 Zetas because it wasn't you. You didn't need it for yourself.
No.
All right. Let's
just go.
just go.
Let's go.
All right, I'm going to take a question from Itoshira. I read today that Yoshi said he wants to raise the difficulty in Heavensward. How much would you like it to be raised in common content and maybe in raid content? I don't see common content getting much harder other than making it a little bit stricter on the item level requirements. Going into a new dungeon and already being 40 item levels above it, it's what makes them seem lackluster. If you go back, you remember Amtapor Keep of Wanderer's Palace when those first came out. They were hard. I mean, it's not like they were super hard, but it was hard going into that, and Pharaoh Sirius especially. It makes me wonder why they ever moved away from difficulty levels around that point. I think it'll be raised maybe to about the Pharaoh Sirius level. Maybe not Pharaoh Sirius first boss. Maybe some things will be that hard. But I would like to see common content raised to about that difficulty, mostly from item level scaling. What about you, Sly?
I don't really see content getting any harder. Like, I mean, going back from the hard extreme thing to just extreme, like normal and extreme. I really don't see content getting any harder. I mean, not extreme. Well, savage, excuse me. Unless there is a savage to the savage, which I don't
Savage
think
squared.
Savage squared. Yeah, I don't think content's going to get any harder, any more difficult. Like this is a good pace to keep at. I mean, if you look at the install base, we're getting a bunch of new players, a bunch of new people, a bunch of new people to MMOs. So to kind of like increase the difficulty when you're getting a lot of this new install base, I don't think it'd be the right thing to do at this time.
All right. Well, there's Sly's opinion. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Of course, we have savage difficulty for those who do want the bigger challenge. I know Sly's getting ready for savage mode.
Okay.
All right,
Joke of the day. Joke of the day.
No, I wasn't joking, man. You're getting ready. All right, man. Third final question for each of us. You're up.
I am up. Okay. Ooh, Kermit the Frog has a good question. And this would probably be a Mythry question, but I'll take it. I'll try to do my best. I'll try to make Mythry pad. For a person who doesn't like crafting and gathering, what's a good way to make money? Dailies. Just doing any dungeon, any fates, spirit bonding, converting your gear, converting gear that you don't use. Because if you have it, and me and Happy had the same problem in terms of our inventory. If you have a full inventory, chances are you got some gil in your inventory. So convert your gear, get rid of crap you don't need, vendor it, or make use of a retainer and sell it on the market.
I'm going to take it a step further.
Okay.
Challenge logs. Bunch of free money per week. When you're doing your dungeons, need on stuff like the coke and the pot ash and things like that. Everyone else is probably needing on it anyway, except for the people who don't care to sell it on the market board. That's a bunch of free money right there. Even if you're not planning on hardcore gearing your gatherer, just getting it to 50 in order to gather the maps. You can even just sell the maps on the board. You don't even need to actually do them unless you want to take a chance at getting some bigger money. On top of that, you have things like spamming turn 4 for materials, like the Allegan Woots. That works now, it won't work later. And on some servers, that doesn't even work anymore. It's a lot of little things that add up over time. You're never going to hit big and all of a sudden make 50 mil off of something you killed or whatever not. And one of the options that I'm sure some people aren't going to like hearing, you could sell content. That's a very common way for people without crafting and gathering to make money.
Okay.
It's the truth. That's a
It
big
is
way.
the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth.
That's why it's all over the place. There's a demand and people are willing to buy it. It is one of the possible methods out there. Ixal dailies, getting a Coddle Sea Lance. Somebody in the chat said that was a huge way of making money as long as you could endure the grind up through the Ixal daily tribe. There's a lot of different ways to make little bits of money, and then you're not going to hit millions. You're just going to have to do a lot of smaller transactions and move up into the big leagues.
Right.
All right, and let's see. My final question. I'll save that question for the post show. I think I know which question I think you know which question I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, I like this one. Ukiya-san, what are your plans for your gameplay during early access, and do you guys think that early access will be stable, unlike 2.0? First of all, stable is it's a very bold word.
Yeah.
I think you'll be
No.
able to play more. I don't necessarily think stable is the right word.
No. Like, you're going to get a ton of people, like, I wouldn't say server, like, crashing the server, but maybe. You're gonna get a ton of people at one time getting on. Like, think of the first time, if you weren't there, like, when the patch hit for Gold Saucer, think of the first time you went in Gold Saucer. And then think of, like, a few, maybe between, like, patch release and maybe an hour or two, people were still having a hard time getting into the Gold Saucer. How do you think it's going to be? Like, how do you think it's going to be once the early release hits? I think there's going to be a world queue. Like, there will be a queue to get in the actual game. There will be. That's just my theory.
I think it's going to crash at some point. I just think it's going to crash. It crashed before, it's going to crash again. Large scale fates, it might crash. Who the hell knows? I think we're going to see crashes. I think we're going to see 90Ks, 3102s. We're absolutely going to see them. It'll probably be better than 2.0, but it's still going to be pretty. It's hard to say because let's say, okay, so the game had what, like over 1 million people purchase it when 2.0 came out. The 4 million number is BS. I'm sure that's including China, but there are still more people who are maybe like, oh, there's an expansion coming out. Let me try it again. That could be like 2 to 2.5 million people trying to log on to these servers that are full already enough as it is. I see crashes in our future.
Possibility.
I see lots of crashes. As for what we're doing before early access, that was the first part of the question. I am probably going to get Ninja to 60 in the first 2 days, get Machinist to 60 in the next few days after that. And from that point on, I kind of just winging it, making sure I gear up Machinist and Ninja to the best of my ability. I'll probably briefly touch on Dark Knight and Astrologian just to check them out, see how they compare to, Scholar, White Mage, Paladin, and Warrior. But those are my, like, major plans. Do all the dungeons, get Bismarck done, Ravana done, get ready for Alexander Normal. And it's going to be fun. What about you, Sly?
Get my Goon to 60. Probably. Once that happens, probably start working on my Dark Knight and getting all the content. And then maybe after Dark Knight, I can probably work on Bard. Even though I want... Like, I say I don't want to work on Machinist because of the difficulty curve with Machinist that I feel there is going to be. I might actually give Machinist a chance. I might just do a few levels of Machinist just to give it a chance and see if I really like it. I might do like I did my Bard and just keep going with it. So that's what I'll do.
So we're both going to level Machinist.
Yeah.
That's what we're telling you.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for the questions for the show. Of course, we'll still be talking to you guys in the post show. If you're watching this on YouTube, you saw the post show last week because I accidentally uploaded the whole damn thing.
Woo! Yeah, you're welcome, Internet.
Yeah, you're welcome. You got to hear a ridiculous pre and post show last week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will still be talking to you guys that are watching this live in the post show. So don't worry if your question didn't make it through. We'll still be hanging out. So that's really it for the show. I don't know how we managed to make this an hour and a half with only Nico Nico Chokaigi and those Our Raw pictures to talk about. Like, there was not a lot to talk about this week, guys.
Yeah.
Next week, we are going to be having a special type of episode. It's going to be a couples episode. Sly and I will not be here. So you guys are going to be talking with a lot of the members of the Dream Network, them and their significant others. So if you're somebody who plays with a significant other or you're trying to convince a significant other to play the game with you, it's definitely a show that you're going to be interested in. There's a lot of dynamics it comes to when playing as a couple in an MMO. And I've seen it from the outside angle. It's time to see it from the inside angle. Another announcement that we have real quick, and I'm going to go back to the Al Ra slide in order to show it. Let me get rid of that part at the top right there. There we go. We actually, about maybe a month and a half ago, we announced that we were going to be having a contest where people could submit sets of forum avatars, so that, you know, like, depending on what your ranking is on our forums based on how many posts you have and thanks, and I don't know the exact calculations. That's more of Pook and Mel's like expertise per se. We have a winner. We have a runner-up, and we have a winner. So the contest was to create, as you can read here, 5 avatars that will be set up for forum users with the following rank titles: New Adventurer, Adventurer, Primal Slayer, Defender of Eorzea, and Warrior of Light. The grand prize winner will receive Dream Network exclusive swag that is not available for sale, a special forum title, The Artist, and we will provide a link to your portfolio on the Dream Network TV page, so interested parties may contact you. Both contestants will be interviewed by Milo575. We'll have their interviews posted on the Dream Network landing page. You know how you hate when people read PowerPoint slides word for word? Yeah. Well, I pretty much just did that. Don't hate me, Sly.
I don't.
I'm glad. Well, you will hate me sooner or later. Anyway, I'm surprised by the end of this show with all the nicknames you don't hate me. So we have our runner-up and we have our winner. So the runner-up actually had 2 separate submissions. It was Tsukimi Art. This was the first submission. As you can see, we have several different chocobos here. We have a chocobo with the regular saddle. We have, I'm going to assume that's blue because I can't tell. Colorblind sucks. Blue chocobo with Leviathan barding. What looks like, I guess, a golden chocobo with the white mage barding. The black chocobo with the dragoon barding. And then you have another golden chocobo with the Ramu barding. Their second submission was right here. It was the Spheri going up from regular to the final step, the Zeta. And this one is really cool. This one was a real close second, especially next to our grand prize winner, because I don't know, that just looks cool. I don't know about you, Sly. Do you like Dragoon? Do you like monks?
I do like monks.
Even as a Dragoon?
Yes.
You don't hate them? They're your competition.
Yes, they are our competition in terms of DPS. Nope. Scratch that. According to Rin, our competition, like, we are no competition for black mages, so I don't know. Yes, there are.
That's an AoE situations. That's cheating.
Yeah.
That's cheating. I think it's cheating. But anyway, our grand prize winner was Klob, who created these masterful works of art. So separated, we have New Adventurer here. We've got Makote wandering what looks like the streets of Ul'dah. We have the Adventurer, somebody who's going and looking through leave quests in the Adventurers Guild. Very kind of a throwback to the 1.0 trailer, where they're actually looking through their leave quests. Then you have Primal Slayer, which has a bunch of weapons inside of an Ifrit, who looks very dead and hasn't dissipated to ether yet. Then we have the Warrior of Light, which is, you know, the standard Final Fantasy 1. You know, you can glamour this in the game. It's the Warrior of Light helmet with the Warrior of Light set that comes from, I believe it's the Labyrinth of the Ancients. You get it? I think that's where you get the rest of the set.
Yeah.
And then you have Defender of Eorzea, which is a paladin in their AF gear. Rogan paladin at that. And these are going to be for avatars available on the Dream Network forums. If somebody in the chat wants to type !Dream, it'll take you to the Dream Network page in our chat. And you can sign up to the forums there. There you can interact with the different broadcasters on the Dream Network. You have myself, Sly, Roz, Miz, Achi, Pook, Pharos, our newest member. On the spot, I shouldn't have started naming them all because I have terrible memory because I'm gonna think, oh, I forgot one, and they're gonna hate me for it. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Here, help me with this, Sly. Let's get them all named off without looking. Because we also have people helping us behind the scenes now. We have 2 Courtneys helping us behind the scenes. We have Mel helping us behind the scenes. Me, you, Roz, Milo. We have Achi. Fold. Pharos. Pook. Sly, I've named the first 8. You gonna help me with the remaining 2?
Pharos.
See, it's hard when you try to just name them out loud.
Yeah, but Fold, me, you.
Because we know we're missing people.
No, Ashy.
Rin,
thank you.
who, by the way, Rin, I have a big congratulations for you, but I'll tell you about that later. We got it right before Little said it in the chat. We said Miz. Oh, we didn't say Miz this time. I said Miz the time before. Vid.
Bedor. Malo.
I think that's it.
12?
I think we got them all. Yeah, because I said Miz the first time, and I didn't say Miz the second time. I said Pook. Rin and Miz is Riz altogether. Don't announce it at all. I'm sorry. But anyway, regardless, go check out the forums. And, yeah, sign up. And it's fun. Let's switch back to the other one. All right, and there we go. I don't know why my camera... is, it takes a while to load in every time that we switch. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for coming by the show. Of course, we have the co-host, Slyh. Okay, I'm not going to say the squirrel thing. Slyh, a.k.a. Slythefox, a.k.a. Slyakagreyfox, a.k.a. You my boy, Blue.
You my boy, Blue.
You want to tell them where they can find you?
You can find me on Behemoth server, of course. You can find me at Slythefox. You can find me at Slyh, aka GreyFox07. You can find me on Twitch at Slyh, aka GreyFox. Or if you want to find me on Behemoth server, I am Fox Slyh.
Fox Slyh.
Fox Slyh.
I like the reverse for your character name, by the way. Oh, and I pointed the wrong way again. Damn it, this way.
You can never get it right. You can
every
never
time.
get
Listen,
it right.
All right, you understand what the problem is, though, right?
Right. No, I don't.
It's mirrored because I'm pointing right because on my forget it. And I'm your and I'm your other host, Michael, Mr. Happy Poveromo. You can find me at everything Mr. Happy 1227, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube is Xehanort1227. Just type in Mr. Happy 1227 in the search bar and you'll find it instead of the Xehanort thing because I'm getting tired of saying that. But anyway, thank you everybody
because
for
childhood.
Wait, what? What was that? Slyh?
I said because childhood. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That was
Skype went on the fritz.
Skype went on
was
the fritz.
weird. Skype
It's
was
always
weird. But no. Go ahead.
Did you say Senor Feliz? Is that what you just said? I don't know. I heard something completely different. I don't even know what it was.
You're hearing Senor Feliz.
Now I am. Somebody said it in the chat. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. We will see you guys. Well, we won't, but the show will see you guys next week for that special couples episode. Thank you so much and have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.